Today I'm going to be doing my craziest and biggest simulation yet, because today I'm going to be simulating 100 years in WWE 2K Universe mode. Here we are, back at it again in the Universe mode. Hey, Editor John here, coming in from the future, from the year 2050. Things are not looking too great over here, but let me tell you something real quick. Unfortunately, the first couple minutes of this video, the audio sucks. For some reason, my mic input changed and it was picking up audio from one of my other mics or cameras, and the mic sounds like I'm talking through a can. Sounds like dog water. I tried my best to fix it, but it's gonna be a little rough for the first couple minutes. I eventually fixed it later on in the video, so if it bothers you a lot, just skip ahead and it'll be back to normal. But yeah, I just wanted to come in here and let you guys know really quickly, but let's just get back into the video. So I think I've officially lost my mind and said, you know what would be a great idea? To sit here for like 3 hours simulating 100 years to see what happens. Isn't that a great idea? I gotta do it for the content, man. So let's lay out the ground rules. First things first, I've literally nuked NXT. It's gone. It doesn't exist anymore. Second of all, I've also put everybody who was in NXT into the main roster. Literally every single person that was in NXT is now on the main roster. Also, I put every single member of the roster on both shows, on both divisions of championships, so we don't have to constantly switch them around. Let's just see who wins the most titles. Let's see the absolute craziest numbers and see who actually goes out on top 100 years from now. Because unfortunately, unlike in other 2K games like NBA 2K, over here in WWE 2K, the wrestlers were gonna keep wrestling forever. We're gonna have 130-something-year-old Roman Reigns in the future winning the WWE title. Like, they never get replaced, they never retire. New rookies never come in, so we're gonna see, like I said, a 200-year-old Roman Reigns wrestling in 2K Universe mode. But what's funniest about this is we're gonna be also seeing the craziest number of championship wins, of title lengths and everything, title reign lengths I should say. So let's just get started. I kind of just want to check in every 10 years or so, because in the first Raw we have John Cena teaming with Ludwig Kaiser, and that's gonna tell me that this is gonna be cursed. So we're just gonna go ahead and do checkups every 10 years, and then in year 100 we'll do an actual simulation. Like, we have Cody Rhodes versus The Rock versus Joe Hendry on Raw in a triple threat. Let's just get started, bro. Let's just get out of here. Year number 10. Let's check out who the current champions are right now. Let's see, on Raw, the World Heavyweight Champion is Seth Rollins. That's not that different. Logan Paul is the IC champion, sure. The Creed brothers are the World Tag Team Champions, okay. And Charlotte Flair is the World's Women's Champion. Dark Timeline. Aladon and Alba Fire are the Women's Tag Team Champions, okay. Nothing super different on Raw for the first check-in here. On SmackDown, we got Roman Reigns as the WWE Champion. Logan Paul is a double champion. He's the United States champion and the IC champion. DIY are the tag team champions, so that's not any different. Charlotte Flair is the WWE Women's Champion. What do I be telling y'all about Charlotte, bro? She has both Women's World Championships. Like, come on, bro. Like, there's no way. This is the darkest time. Imagine a world where Charlotte is both the Women's World Champion and the WWE Women's Champion. That would be the darkest timeline. Bro, let's hope back in year number 20, things are a lot brighter over in the future. Alright, here we are, year number 20 now. So what now, we're in 2045, I guess? With Thea Hale main eventing the show, okay. Of course, let's check in on the champions really quickly. Finn Balor! 60-something-year-old Finn Balor is the current World Heavyweight Champion. We have Andrade as the IC Champion, okay. We got the Creed brothers still holding on to their World Tag Team Championships. I'm assuming they haven't held on to 10 years, for 10 years, I'm sorry. But still, we got Becky as the Women's World Champion, and then Pepper Niven and Chelsea Green are still the Women's Tag Team Championships, or champions. What? I can't talk. Over on SmackDown, we got Randy Orton is the current WWE Champion. Dominic Mysterio is the United States Champion. The New Day of the World, or not the World, the WWE Tag Team Champions. Becky Lynch is also the WWE Women's Champion, so she's holding on to both titles. Just like Charlotte 10 years ago. The 4 horsewomen are still running things at like 60. Now, I don't want to check any of the stats or any other crazy numbers. I want to leave that for the very end. So we're just going to jump ahead to year number 30 or maybe even 40. Year number 30. Let's see, with Duke Hudson main event Monday Night Raw. Let's see if anything substantial has changed over here. The Rock, 70 to 80-year-old Rocky over here. Actually, how old is The Rock? Alexa, how old is The Rock?
Dwayne Johnson, also known as The Rock, is 52 years old.
He is 82 in this timeline. 82-year-old Rocky is the World Heavyweight Champion. Karen Cross is the IC Champion. That's crazy. New Day, World Tag Team Champions. Becky still is the Women's World Champion, and then Katana Chance and Kaden Carter the Women's Tag Team Champions. Okay, let's move on over to SmackDown. Sami Zayn is the WWE Champion. Finally, this man is a World Champion in this world. You love to see it, even though it's 30 years from now. Karen Cross, for some reason, is double mid-card champions, as he's holding both the IC and the US titles. I don't know why this keeps happening, as Becky Lynch is also holding both of the women's championships, but sure. And then finally, the Street Profits are also the tag team champions. Cool. Time to simulate to year number 40. Alright, year number 40. This is taking forever, but we're in there, boys. We're going in. CM Punk is the World Heavyweight Champion. Alexa, how old is CM Punk?
CM Punk is 46 years old.
We have an 86-year-old CM Punk as World Heavyweight Champion. You love to see it. Bronson Reed IC Champ. Pretty Deadly actually wins the titles. Asuka's the Women's World Champion. And then Bayley and Dakota Kai are the Women's Tag Team Champions. On SmackDown, Seth Rollins is the WWE Champion. Tyler Bate is the United States Champion. That's new. DIY are the Tag Team Champions. And then Becky Lynch is the WWE Women's Champion. So for the first time in a while, we actually have different women holding the world titles. And it's not a 4 horsewoman. Oh my god, that's crazy. Going ahead to year 50. Year number 50. Oh my god. I've been here for like an hour and a half, man. Solo is still here. Now let's check SmackDown this time around. Let's check SmackDown first. Cody is back being the WWE Champion. Bronson Reed is the United States Champion now. Pretty Deadly are still Tag Team Champions. Bianca Belair is the WWE Women's Champion. And then Isla Dawn and Fire are the Women's Tag Team Champions. Nothing too crazy out of the ordinary here. John Cena is the World Heavyweight Champion. He did it. He won number 17th, even though 50 years into the future, this is probably number 50 something now. But he's done it. He's the World Champ again. And then Tama Tonga over here is the IC Champion. Oh, Pretty Deadly actually has both of the Tag Team Champions at the same time. Bianca Belair is also the Women's World Champion. We're back to a woman holding both world titles because reasons. And that's it. Going on to year number 60. Year number 60. We're over the halfway point and we're just gonna see who is the champion 60 years in the future. Finn Balor is once again the World Heavyweight Champion. Bronson Reed is the Intercontinental Champion. Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa are the World Tag Team Champions. Becky Lynch World Women's Champion, sorry. And then Dakota Kai and Bayley are the Women's Tag Team Champions. Randy Orton is once again the WWE Champion. This man Randy Orton, I believe, is the only one that can actually wrestle 60 years from now. This man's gonna be wrestling until he's like in his 100s, bro. He's just built like that. Omos Sapiens. 60 years into the future, our boy Omos will get the United States Championship, baby. So it looks like the Bloodline holds both of the Tag Team Championships. Bianca's the WWE Women's Champion, and of course Bayley and Dakota Kai are also the Women's Tag Team Champions. Okay, so we simulated 60 years. I think it's time just to get to year 100, because we're gonna get a lot of the repeats. So I'm just gonna simulate to year 100, and then we're gonna do a simulation of all the pay-per-views and see how it all goes down 100 years from now. So let's jump to year 100. We finally made it to year 100, man. Oh my god. I didn't even think we could make it this far, I'm gonna be honest with you. But we finally made it here. Damn, Bayley's been active for 111 years, man. My god. So for year 100, the official champions are Carlito is the World Heavyweight Champion. The Miz is the IC Champion. The Brawling Brutes are the World Tag Team Champions. Becky Lynch once again is the Women's World Champion. And then Bayley and Dakota Kai Damage Control are the Women's Tag Team Champions. On SmackDown, Randy Orton again is the WWE Champion. Andrade is the US Champion. The Creed Brothers are the Tag Team Champs. Bianca Belair is the WWE Champion, or the Women's Champion. And Damage Control is the Women's Tag Team Champion. So now that we made it to year 100, I actually want to go pay-per-view through pay-per-view just to see how different all this is. We got John Cena, Big E, LWO is still together. The Bloodline reunited, I guess, Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa. We got Nikki Cross and Asuka. Jacob Fatu and Carlito for the World Heavyweight Championship is cursed. We got the newest member of the Judgment Day, Carl Anderson versus DIY. Io Sky versus Zoe Stark. The Rock versus LA Knight. Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. And then in the main event are the women's tag team titles of Piper Niven and Chelsea Green versus Damage Control. Now you know it's an alternate reality because there ain't no way the women's tag team championships are ever main eventing any pay-per-view. So you know it's getting crazy. Big E beats John Cena. The Bloodline beats LWO. Asuka defeats Nikki Cross. Jacob Fatu's the new World Heavyweight Champion. DIY defeats the Judgment Day. Zoe Stark beats Io Sky. LA Knight defeats The Rock, who at this point is like 150 something years old. Roman Reigns defeats Drew McIntyre, and then Damage Control defeats Piper Niven and Chelsea Green. Oh brother, let's just hop on to the next pay-per-view Night of Champions and see how things start to change. CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre is still going at it 100 years later. I believe it. Uncle Hottie versus Bronson Reed. Isla Dawn and Alba Fire versus Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. Jey Uso, John Cena. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Roman Reigns. Okay. Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor. Cody Rhodes, LA Knight, The Rock, and Gunther. And then the Bloodline versus the Brawling Brutes still going at it. The Brawling Brutes are still the tag team champs. Drew McIntyre beats CM Punk. Uncle Hottie defeats Bronson Reed. Isla Dawn and Alba Fire defeat Chelsea Green and Pepper Niven. John Cena beats Jey Uso. Roman Reigns beats Shinsuke. Seth beats Finn. LA Knight beats Cody Rhodes, and then Gunther loses to The Rock. At this point, The Rock is the ancient one, not the great one. This dude is the ancient one. They all went into like the hyperbolic time chamber and can't age, and are still going at it after 100 years. Money in the Bank. Damian Priest, Gunther. Chelsea Green, Pepper Niven versus Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. The Alpha Academy versus the Los Lotharios. Becky Lynch. Fallon Henry is gonna be going for the World Heavyweight or the Women's World Championship. I can't speak. And in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match is Carlito, Drew McIntyre, Joe Hendry, Seth Rollins, The Rock, Brock Lesnar, Big E, and Ilya Dragunov. We got LA Knight versus Santos Escobar, Shinsuke versus Sammy, CM Punk versus John Cena, Roman Reigns, Finn Balor, and then the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. We got Io Sky, Shotzi, Natalia, Liv Morgan, Gigi Dolan, Alexa Bliss, Selena Vega, and Tiffany Stratton. So let's see here and now. Damian Priest and Gunther. Chelsea Green and Piper Niven defeat Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. The Alpha Academy wins. Becky Lynch wins. Brock Lesnar has won Money in the Bank. Oh my god, this man is winning Money in the Bank 100 years later. Santos Escobar wins. Sami Zayn, CM Punk win. Finn Balor. And then Io Sky wins Money in the Bank once again 100 years later. On to the next pay-per-view, SummerSlam. We got CM Punk and Randy for the WWE Championship. I want to see that in real life. We got the Judgment Day versus freaking the Street Profits. I can't believe I missed that. We got Chase U versus Pretty Deadly. Damian Priest and Jey Uso. Shinsuke versus Finn. Drew McIntyre versus Seth versus Jacob Fatu in a triple threat for the world title. Io Sky versus Bianca. Roman versus John Cena again at SummerSlam 100 years later. And then we got Becky Lynch versus Sonya Deville in the main event for the Women's World Championship, with Sonya Deville winning the Women's World Championship. Now it's really cursed. Randy Orton wins. The Street Profits win. Chase U wins. Damian Priest wins. Shinsuke Nakamura wins. Drew McIntyre wins. Bianca Belair wins. And then John Cena defeats Roman Reigns. He got his revenge. Payback. Gigi Dolan versus Asuka. Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford versus Pretty Deadly. The Bloodline versus the Lotharios. Creed Brothers versus the Judgment Day. Dragon Lee versus The Miz. Zoe Stark versus Tiffany Stratton. Sami Zayn versus CM Punk. Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins are still going at it. And then in the main event, Alba Fire, Isla Dawn versus Piper Niven and Chelsea Green, who are still main eventing shows. Piper Niven and Chelsea Green win. Asuka wins. The Pretty Deadly wins. Los Lothario wins. The Judgment Day wins. The Miz wins. Tiffany Stratton wins. CM Punk wins. And then Drew McIntyre is the World Heavyweight Champion. Fast lane. We're just moving through these pay-per-views. Nia Jax versus Becky Lynch still have beef 100 years later. Damage Control versus Kaden Carter, Katana Chance. Alba Fire and Isla Dawn versus Piper Niven and Chelsea Green. There's a lot of women's tag team matches I'm noticing. Like, there's tons of them. Cody versus Ilya Dragunov. That's a match we gotta see in real life. We got the War Raiders versus the Bloodline. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Finn. Seth versus Sammy. Drew versus Roman. Asuka versus Sonya Deville. Sonya Deville wins. Drew McIntyre wins. Sammy wins. Shinsuke wins. The War Raiders win. Cody Rhodes win. Piper Niven and Chelsea Green win. Damage Control wins, and then Nia Jax beats Becky Lynch again. Survivor Series War Games. Big E versus Jey Uso. Grayson Waller versus The Miz. Oh man. The LWO versus Los Losarios, Piper Niven, Chelsea Green, Isla Dawn, and Alba Fire. We got AJ Styles and Luke Gallows versus the Street Profits, Zoe Stark versus Carmella. And we got the Bloodline and Johnny Gargano versus Chase U and the Creed Brothers. Sure. LA Knight versus Finn Balor, Bianca Belair versus Shayna Baszler. And the women's War Games, we got Roxanne, Io, Ivy Nile, Wendy Chu, Damage Control, Cora Jade, and Alexa Bliss. And it looks like Team Dakota Kai wins. Shayna Baszler's the WWE Women's Champion. Finn Balor wins. Team Chase U defeats the Bloodline. I mean, they're all ancient at this point. It's gonna be the worst match of all time. Zoe Stark versus Carmella, Street Profits, Piper Niven, Chelsea Green, the Los Losarios wins, Grayson Wallace the IC champ, and then Jey Uso defeats Big E. Royal Rumble. In the first match, Cody Rhodes versus Gunther for the WWE title. Piper Niven, Chelsea Green, Isla Dawn, Alba Fire. Women's Rumble. Chase U versus the Judgment Day, Sammy versus Seth, Shinsuke versus Big E, John Cena versus LA Knight, Finn versus Jay, CM Punk versus Roman, which is probably gonna be in WrestleMania this year, and the Men's Rumble. Let's see. Gunther's the WWE Champion, Isla Dawn and Alba Fire win, Tegan Nox. She came back 100 years later and wins the Women's Rumble. The Judgment Day wins. Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins defeats Sami Zayn. Shinsuke Nakamura wins. John Cena wins. Finn Balor wins. CM Punk beats Roman Reigns. And Cruz del Toro has won the men's 100 years, baby. Elimination Chamber. CM Punk versus Gunther for the WWE title. Tyler Breeze. Tyler Breeze is here against Bronson Reed for the US Championship. Scarlett versus Becky. Piper Niven and Chelsea Green versus Damage Control. We got the men's Elimination Chamber with Seth Rollins, Sami Zayn, Joe Hendry, Brock Lesnar, Oba Fami, and Ilya Dragunov. We got the Bloodline versus Pretty Deadly, Randy versus Shinsuke, John Cena versus Drew McIntyre, Cody versus Roman again. And in the women's Elimination Chamber, we got Tegan Nox, Tiffany Stratton, Rhea Ripley, Jade Cargill, Raquel Rodriguez, and Asuka. So let's go ahead and simulate. CM Punk is the WWE Champion, Tyler Breeze is the United States Champion, Becky Lynch wins, Piper and Chelsea win, Joe Hendry actually wins the men's not the men's Rumble, the men's Elimination Chamber. Okay, the Bloodline defeats Pretty Deadly, Shinsuke Nakamura wins, Drew McIntyre wins, Cody Rhodes beats Roman again, and then Asuka wins the Women's World Championship in the Elimination Chamber. So now we've made it to WrestleMania 141. 141, the Big O, and The Rock is main eventing WrestleMania 101. What a legend. Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre for the world title. The Bloodline versus the Brawling Brutes. The New Day versus the Lotharios. Trick Williams versus Grayson Waller. We got a 6-woman tag team match with Io, Roxanne, and Shayna versus Indy, Alexa, and Cora. Damage Control versus Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. Bronson Reed versus Tyler Breeze. What? Big E versus Gunther. Rhea Ripley versus Zoe Stark. Shinsuke versus CM Punk for the title. Jey Uso versus Finn Balor. John Cena versus Seth Rollins. Isla Dawn and Alba Fire versus Piper Niven and Chelsea Green. And in the main event... in the main event of WrestleMania, it's The Rock versus Roman Reigns. Keep in mind, by the way, that Cruz del Toro and Tegan Nox won their Rumbles and they're not even on the card. I guess they got rid of that 100 years from now. But in the main event of WrestleMania 141, we got The Rock versus Roman Reigns. You thought you were gonna get it at WrestleMania 40. No, baby. You're gonna get that at WrestleMania 141. Cody Rhodes wins the world title. Brawling Brutes are the tag team champs. Los Lotharios are the tag team champs. Grayson Wallace the IC champion. Io Sky wins. Kaden Carter and Katana Chance beat Damage Control. Tyler Breeze is the United States champion. Gunther beats Big E. Rhea Ripley beats Zoe Stark. CM Punk defends the title. Finn Balor beats main event Jey Uso. John Cena beats Seth Rollins. Isla Dawn and Alba Fire win the tag team championships. And The Rock defeats Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 141. This man cannot even put his cousin over. He doesn't care. He is the final boss, even 100 years in the future. So now that the simulation is done, I really am super curious what these numbers look like for these titles. By the way, I don't think I ever got rid of the NXT championships. Dominic has held it for 9,999 days. Dominic Mysterio is officially the most dominant NXT North American champion of all time because I never took it off of him and I nuked NXT. It's gonna be the same thing with Ilya. Like, look at these numbers, bro. Okay, let's go to the real titles here. The WWE Championship. Cody Rhodes is a 45-time WWE champion. The Rock 34 times, dude. Look at these numbers. Is there any outliers here? Santos won it 8 times in 100 years. Please retire. Cody held it the longest at a combined almost 5,000 days, bro. That's crazy. Let's go ahead to the world title now. Roman Reigns won it 33 times, and then Cody won it 32 times. So if we go ahead, just an example, Cody won 45 WWE championships, and then he won 32 World Heavyweight championships. So he's literally won 76 World Championships. Cody Rhodes is a 76-time world champion. And then Seth Rollins is still the #1 title holder. He's held it the longest at 3,287 days. That's crazy, bro. Now let's look at all this, see if there's anything out of the ordinary here. Carlito, 3-time world champion. Ilya Dragunov, 3-time world. Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen won the world title. Obafemi won it twice. Joe Hendry won it once. That's crazy work, bro. Even the tag team championships, the Bloodline won it 63 times, bro. 63 times they won the world titles, or the world titles, the tag team titles. That's crazy. And the Bloodline has held it the longest at 7,872 days, bro. Insane. What about the IC title? Bronson Reed, 61 times. Oh my god, look at the Miz and Bronson and everybody else. It goes from 61 for Bronson, 61 for the Miz, and then 15 for Ray. Like that is a huge stretch. That is a huge difference there. Ethan Page won the IC title 12 times. Okay, Tama Tonga, Logan Paul, Trick Williams, Uncle Howdy, Rob Van Dam is there. Akira Tozawa, Karrion Kross. Obviously, these are all of the previous IC champion holders. And Bronson Reed and the Miz are tied for having the title the most, obviously. But Bronson has held it longer at 8,846 days compared to Miz 7,595 days. So that's to tell you that Bronson Reed is the most dominant IC champion of the century. So let's check out the WWE Tag Team Championships now. The Bloodline still has held it the most at 44 times. The closest is the War Raiders at 37 each. And obviously the Bloodline has held it the longest at 7,594 days. So the Bloodline is still dominating the tag team division. They're still dominating even that far in the future. The United States Championship from Tyler Breeze. Bronson Reed still 65 times he held the title. The Miz 49 times. And then Rey Mysterio, it's literally the same lineup. Except he's literally the same lineup in the huge difference. So it's literally just Bronson Reed and the Miz dominated both of the mid-card titles for 100 years. But Bronson Reed still comes out on top in this one. He blows away the Miz at 65 compared to 49, and he's held it for 9,168 days. Wow, bro. Jesus. Let's go to the women's side of things. We're starting with the WWE Women's Championship. Becky Lynch has held it 60 times, bro. 60 times. We even got Shayna Baszler winning the title, Tegan Nox winning the title, Shotzi winning the title, Wendy Chu and Nikki Cross winning the title. That's crazy. Cora Jade won it twice in 100 years. Retire. Scarlett twice, Gigi once, Michin once. What? Ronda Rousey, Roxanne only won it once. Sonya Deville won it once, and we literally saw it. Actually, no, that was the women's world title. I'm sorry. Tiffany only held it once. What is this? Oh, these are gonna be crazy. The WWE Women's Tag Team Championships, Chelsea Green and Piper held it 75 times. I don't know why Piper says 74, but whatever. Then Damage Control at 63. They were the most dominant team in history. They held it for 8,930 days compared to Damage Control's 8,721 days. But the thing is that they have way less reigns, yet they almost have the same exact days. So Damage Control had a longer reigns, but I guess Chelsea Green and Pepper Niven had more reigns. Lastly, for the titles, we have the Women's World Championship. So Becky Lynch is still #1 at 56 times. Asuka right behind her at 50. Let's see, Tegan Nox, same thing. Jade Cargill, Lyra Valkyria winning it. Shayna Baszler, Alexa Bliss, Cora Jade over here. There we go. Tiffany Stratton won it. Liv Morgan, Maurice, Shotzi. Everybody got some. It's 100 years, people. JC Jane won it twice. Come on, it's 100 years we're talking about here. And Asuka held it the longest at 7,118 days. What a legend. And then Becky Lynch held it for 56 times, and then she held the WWE title 60 times. So she is a 116-time world champion. I think that's the biggest number we're gonna get. Becky Lynch is a 116-time world champion. Even my camera fell. They can't understand it. But now let's go for the other thing. Let's go for the all-time records here, the historical stats. WrestleMania. The most WrestleMania appearances were made by Roman Reigns, who main evented WrestleMania 28 times. He has won WrestleMania. He has won at WrestleMania 67 times. But Jimmy Uso has the most WrestleMania appearances at 108 WrestleMania appearances. He's been at WrestleMania 108 times. That should tell you he's been active for over 100 years. That's crazy. For Money in the Bank, Charlotte Flair has won Money in the Bank 21 times. And then John Cena has the most successful cash-ins at 9. And that's it. That's crazy. At SummerSlam, we have The Undertaker with the most wins. I don't think this actually has changed for some reason. I think this is still the same. I don't know why the SummerSlam one didn't change, but whatever. The Royal Rumble, the eliminations and times have not changed. However, Valhalla has the most Royal Rumble wins at 9. Natalya has been in 84 Royal Rumbles. And then Kane has the most eliminations at 46. Jesus Christ, bro. These stats are insane. And with that, we're pretty much gonna end it at that. It has been 3 hours. I've been simulating for 3 hours to get to I didn't even know it could even get that far, bro. I really didn't even think it could get that far. I thought the game would crash. I just genuinely worried there was a cap on this. And there probably is, but 100 years ain't it. It just keeps going. It's unfortunate that we still see the same wrestlers and we never see them retire or new ones come in, but that's just the way the game is. But it's still really funny seeing the crazy numbers at the end of all this. But that's gonna be at the end for today's video, guys. If you enjoyed it, of course, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, bro. This one took a while. This is a big one that took a lot of time, man. So I would really appreciate it for you to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.